time doesn't wait for nobody. The days get shorter, and then boom, there you have it. You got to get right back to the next month, and hopefully you're ahead or say where you're gonna be. And how is it that, like, how should we be on ourselves in terms of like reading and understanding the month we had previously? Like, should we be hard on ourselves if things didn't go too well? Should we be like, do we have to give ourselves that boost talk or get things to boost us up to get ready if things didn't go well in January and now we're here in February looking to, get things going?
Well, learn from your mistakes, right? Don't repeat the same thing that you did last month that didn't go according to plan. And with that being said, is like also learn from the great things that happen to you, right? If something happened to you, let's just say luckily, which I don't believe in luck, I think is learn from that, dissect to see what it is that went well, what is exactly you're doing in that moment for you to receive the blessing that you got, and repeat that, right? And you do that vice versa for when things go bad. Is study. What were you doing? What is it that you're doing in that very moment when things started to go bad, and don't repeat that again. And with that, you set yourself up to have a positive March, and then you keep that up. You continue. Eventually, you find yourself overall to having a great year. So it's all started about within the day, like I just told you. Make sure you have a better day than you did yesterday. Have a better week than you did last week, and continue this on compounding it after effect. By the time you know it, you have had one of the best years you ever had, and you just keep that going. And it starts with just in the day, just investing in the day. To have a great year, you got to start investing in the day.
And that starts with you getting at it from early and understanding that a lot of people. I seen this meme that was going, I don't know, probably wavy for sure, where it talks about you'll be shocked how much things you get out throughout the day if you start your day from 7 a.m. going. Like, you'll be able to finish things by like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and then there you have it, your day, all the tasks you had to do.
Yeah, you put yourself ahead of the curve, right? Everybody has 24 hours, but imagine if you have 2 extra hours a day. By that, I don't mean you're not gonna have 26 hours. I mean when they're sleeping, when the world is asleep, you give yourself a head start. You give yourself an extra 2 hours to take full advantage of it, to put yourself in a position that most people probably need 4 hours to recover from. Now, imagine if you had that multiple times throughout the week, multiple times throughout the month. Imagine the kind of results that you'll be able to produce.
I was in the gym last week, and it was funny. I was talking to this trainer, and that's where we were having a conversation where he's like, he was trying to just let everybody know in the gym, like, I'm encouraging you guys, as you guys get older, try to get your workouts out in the morning. Like, get them out of the way. Trust me, you'll thank me so much later. He's like, I wish somebody told me this and I kept it as a habitual ritual that I was doing. But he's like, get your things done in the morning, get out of the way. You'll thank me so much later. And then you'll probably find some more energy to do a 2-a-day. And he was just, talking about some different information while we were all working out. But it hence to what you're talking about and what you're saying. And I mean, this is a time, February is kind of one of those months where a lot is happening. Like, I've been seeing these things where it's like, I saw a post where it's like, because it's Black History Month, I've seen, you see these corporations and they have them wearing like do-rags and African clothes, and they're like, this is how they're going to be for the month of February, because they know that, nobody wants to miss out, or everybody wants to make sure they're a part of it, because to the world it's known as Black History Month. And, sometimes people that are in workplaces that they may not want to be at, or they've been there for a while, they got too comfortable, they want new beginnings. What advice can we give them to encourage them in terms of like, if you want change for certain things, because a lot of people, it was more with the vaccine mandates, where it's like a lot of people, it's not that they don't care to get the vaccine, but it's like if they don't get it, they lose their job. And it's like, this is the food that is feeding on the table. So if you want change, because I've seen these things on Twitter where a lot of people want to change their scenarios, but it's kind of hard for them because they have things that, their job can help them do that are necessary.
Well, advice that I'll say, anytime we talk about change, you always got to start with yourself. When we talk about change, is that's the only place. Like, if you want things to change, you got to change. You got to change your perspective, and only in the position of power can you make change effectively, by me for the rest of the world, by me the organization, right? So get in the position of power.
And getting in a position of power starts with literally you. It doesn't mean power over others. It's more about power and taking control of your life and the narrative that you want things to go through. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, take full control, take full responsibility. By that, I mean power. Take responsibility for everything that happens to you.
And sometimes it may take a while for others to understand that, for it to come full circle. But patience and understanding, and I think sometimes it's easy to get caught up with those words. You may think you're being patient, but there's the actual work and stuff you got to do.
We lost the audio on the IG live. Sorry, folks.
1 second, I got a call that usually doesn't happen. Oh, this iPhone needs to fix this. Are we back or are we gone completely? Someone let me know in the topics. If not, we gotta chime back in with the live. Are we back? Can someone give us a thumbs up? No. We gotta reset this. Let us know if you can hear us in the topics or not, quick, so I can figure out if we need to restart this live.
So for Olympics, that is study. What were you doing? What is it that you're doing?
Nope. Okay, we're gone. We gotta restart this.
Sorry, YouTube world. To the YouTube family, you're on the upside.
Why does it do that if somebody calls even on Do Not Disturb? I need to figure out why. Yeah, I gotta do that right now.
And we're back. We apologize. Technical difficulty. Adapt. Adapt in situations that makes the most of you.
And we're gonna for the people who are just joining us right now, we just had a little technical difficulties with the IG live, but this just means everyone needs to join us on the YouTube, on our YouTube page right now. So I encourage everybody to head to our YouTube right now. Click the link in our bio. I'm gonna get these topics back in here as we were talking about. Oh, I gotta repost. This is the YouTube. So I just posted the YouTube link. Everyone, do me a favor, follow that link and head straight to our YouTube page. You can click the link in our bio. I'm gonna get the topics what we're talking about, and we'll get back on track with that. Still not letting me copy and paste. Yes, that's the YouTube link right there. Copy. There we go. So everyone, do us a favor, meet us in the YouTube live. Like I told you guys, we soon won't even be using the IG live. We use this just to remind you. Sometimes it's a good reminder once you see it up. But we want everyone to head to the YouTube live page right now. And once you get into our YouTube live, please click the like button. That helps us with the algorithm. That helps the videos be able to channel through the YouTube page so others can see. So once you get in, click that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Of course, that's the first things of many. And then you'll be able to turn on all post notifications to know about anytime we post or things that are coming up. So trying to remember exactly where we were talking about change starts with you when it comes to when you're looking to get things changed. And even though your situation may not be what you want the most out of it or where you want to be, but as long as you have that mindset to understand that things don't happen overnight and there's a certain kind of path or stuff that you're going to do that is going to be done on a consistent basis for you to be able to bring change to your life. And even if you feel like, what if people feel like they are doing those things and it's just not, they're not catching that break?
Patience. I mean, what's that break? Are we talking the break as a result? Or are we talking about learning from the experience? Because if it's a matter of learning, you don't need a specific break, right? Because each day is something motivating. Each day is something that you didn't know before. So when you mean by catching that break, I think what people often get that confused with is the results, looking for certain results.
Hmm.
Now, if you stay at a course of something over and over, at some point you will break through. You will break through, but it's diligence, right?
And is there a kind of measurement that we should be like? Is there some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Is there some kind of like pedestal of results we should be looking for to keep us going with momentum?
Well, we all have SMART goals. We all have personal goals. Where we talked about it. We went over this a couple of episodes. Where we talk about setting goals, making sure it's specific, making sure it's measurable, attainable. So as you say your goals, as you said the final end goal, make sure that you know that you're on track, that you are hitting milestones, that you have set little goals in between your bigger goals to know that you're heading towards what it is that you want. So that's when we talk about SMART goals. That's what the M is for. That is measurable.
And I mean, is there like how do we when it comes to I guess the SMART goals? That's where we talk about time, and that's where you can put deadlines or certain things, a timestamp to certain things that you want to accomplish.
Yep, correct.
And then even if let's say you set a deadline for let's say February, something you wanted to get done in January, but what are signs to let you know that you're still going on the right course? Like you're still, even though you're not getting the results, things are eventually about to come there if you stay at it.
Well, that you're not in the exact same position that you were when you started. That even if you did something each better each day, just 1%, you'll find yourself, you'll be amazed where you are a year from now. So by that, why I tell people just track your days, write down your good days, write down your bad days. By the time you go to bed, write down what did you get out of the day, right? And you have a chance to review, and then you see from where you are and where you used to be.
And I guess sometimes it's easier to get lost track in a year. Like so much can happen in a year. Is that why, like what would be the best type of advice to track down your years and your months where you're not using it to your memory, or like you'll be able to see it physically? Because you could write things down in your planner, you could write things down, but I think sometimes we're in a society, the reason why NFTs and things are doing so well is because people like to see things digitally. They like things to be like in front of them, picture-wise, colors, all of that stuff.
Well, as we know from now, writing things down actually in a physical form help with the best with memory. However, like you just said, living in today's world where everything is connected, where you upload something on your iPhone, it shows up on your iPad, it shows up on all your devices. You can have Alexa read it back to you, or Siri, whatever it is, whatever home parent device that you may have, read it back to you for you to help with the whole memorization and seeing what it is that you need.
And I would I always encourage everybody. We've been talking about this, but like one of our first events when we get to officially open up the city, which is coming up in March, is vision boards. And sometimes people think vision boards need to happen at the end of the year, beginning of the month, but it's something that you could literally update and change frequently. Obviously do it at your own pace. When what works for me doesn't work for you, and what works for you is not going to work for.
So when we talk about goal and changing at time, your goal should transcend time. By that I mean is when you set a goal, you're setting it based on where you are right now. So if you're getting better, or even things get declined, I hope you don't, and I hope you don't start subtracting for your goals. But each time you set yourself a bigger goal. I always say it, when you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. So it's like you shouldn't be set in stone. This is it. This is where I want to be, because all that you know is everything that you've been through up until now. Right? I'm gonna say it again. All that you know is everything that you've been through up until now. By that, I'm talking about if you got your former education, either from school, if you got the experience through relationships, through friends, through the neighborhood, just whatever it is. It's all that you know until now. So until you step in a new realm, discover yourself in a different environment, the chances are you won't know much, right? So each time you get to know something else, you realize there's way more ahead for you than what it is that you're experiencing, right? And it's not about seeing the end. It's about taking the steps that is visible to you. Right? So that's the thing about goals. It's not about seeing the end goal. It's about taking the step that's visible to you. So as you gather information, you learn new things. You learn how to take a step. And it may be a small step, but you learn to take a step. And each time that you're taking a step is clearing a path towards your destination. Right? And life is not a destination, because life is a continual struggle. But The whole point is taking that step forward, not staying where it is that you are because you lack that information. So I tell people, gather experience, gather information, right? Feel, learn, teach, grow.
And I'm actually going through a situation right now live, and sometimes it's not even sometimes. It's best to be prepared, to not wait last minute to get certain things done. We had a shoot this weekend, so we had to get an Airbnb. And you know how sometimes your Airbnb checkouts 11:30. You think the landlord's gonna get there. Our landlord today, for some reason, just got there at 10:45. Just cooling. And it's his place, so he can't do that. It was actually funny. Even though they tell you it's 11:30, he still is able to go into his place because it's his place. And we thought we had time, that 45 minutes, but here we are now, minus 45 minutes, just because he came on time. And then it's one of those things that if we had done it before or earlier, then we're not too worried. So it's kind of things. It's kind of not even. It's not even think. It's kind of good to not wait last minute, even if okay, February 28th or a certain date, don't rely on that date. Try to get it before time, because once you get things done ahead of time, you're able to really analyze it without rushing. We're not worried. When you leave things to last minute and you're trying to look over, you may be able to miss something quick. It's like when you're leaving your house, that's the time when you forget something that you need important. It's because you're rushing. You didn't have that time. So it's important. It's important for us to try to beat the curve, or when we have things.
Be ahead of the curve. Be jumpstart your day. That's one of those things. Better to be waited on. Better for you to wait than to be waited on.
The elevation of a goal is a beautiful thing. And I think people need to understand, when it comes to goal setting, there's going to be more things. When you set goals for yourself, there's going to be so many things that come with that as well too. It's not just, I wanted a new car, boom, you get a new car. No, there's certain actions that you're going to have to take. You're going to have to save. You're going to have to start asking questions, talking to people. And if you don't ask questions or do certain things and things happen, then you have no one to blame but yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's one of them. Good morning to everybody as well too. To our YouTube live, we encourage everyone, check us out on YouTube live right now. It's about to be 11:11, so we're gonna get our affirmation. But welcome to our people who are joining our YouTube for the first time. Make sure when you come into our YouTube, you click the like button, and most importantly, make sure that you guys are subscribing to our channel. You see what's going on with everything that we have in our link tree, so you can follow us on podcast platforms and many more. But I want to give this time to shout out Wavy Digital Media. It's a company for content creation. So if you're looking for anything web or GFX design, social media marketing, make sure you check them out. Wavy Digital Media. You'll see them here in the comment, but make sure you give them a follow. And if you're looking for anything business related, you reach out to them. But right now it's 11:11, so I'm going to get into our affirmation. Our affirmation for today is: this beautiful Monday morning, I'm letting myself be happy and rid of negativity. Great things are waiting for me this week. I have some good ideas to implement this week. I'm going to repeat that once again. This beautiful Monday morning, I'm letting myself be happy and rid of negativity. Great things are waiting for me this week. I have some good ideas to implement within the week. Let's get a breakdown of that affirmation. Yes, 11:11. Click our small touch. Yes, but yeah, let's break down that affirmation.
Great things are happening for me this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the mindset you always gotta have. You gotta be optimistic about what's on the way for you. Don't be so miserable. Don't think. The most difficult thing is hearing people saying things always happen to me, and this happened to me, and that happened to me. And people like that, after a while, here's a little advice to everybody else. Stay away from people like that, right? Law of attraction. I generally mean the law of attraction. It's not like you're leaving people stranded, but people are such in a dark place. Sometimes it will be difficult for you to help them. They actually drag you in a dark place, and and that's kind of like I heard this before from Jordan Peterson when he talks about everybody knows the lifeguard rule, that in the process of me trying to save you, if you drown me, I cannot lose my life trying to save you, right? So the same thing with the lifeguard rule is like, if I'm trying to save you, doesn't mean you're allowed to drown me, right? So kind of like the same thing. So if you hear people that are not too optimistic, and I'm not saying be affirmations without discipline is a beginning of delusion. I'm not saying, yes, assume that everything is all flowers and everything is going to happen your way. Just understand there is danger. But same way you acknowledge the danger, same way you got to acknowledge the possibility that great things are yet on its way. So when we talk about great things are coming for you this week, believe it. Even if it started out bad, believe it. Even if you know that something that you do not want to look forward to is coming at the end of the week, understand that that's breaking through for something positive for you. That's the beginning of what is great for you to come. And one of the things that I find that I always tell people is the places that you fear most is where you need to be.
I seen you put that in your I had one of your quotes.
Yeah, the places that you fear most is where you need to be. I'm always going to hammer that home. The places that you fear most is where you need to be. Because that's where growth is at. That's what requires you to become a different version of yourself to take you to the next level. And the things that we fear is because we feel like we're inadequate. Meaning either we lack communication, we lack the information, or we just feel like we don't have the tool necessary to overcome what it is that we're scared of. So imagine if you gather those set tools, those tool sets, right? And you overcome what it is that you fear most. What have you now become? You've become a better person than you were yesterday. You have all of a sudden breathed a whole new life into yourself that you are capable of overcoming your troubles. You're overcoming your fears, right? So what you fear most, right? Don't repress your feelings. It doesn't go away. It comes back. Here's the thing one thing I realized about repressing feelings and repressing some of the things that we do not want to face is that in the moment it might feel like we're winning and we could just put it off. But the thing is, it comes back stronger and we're weaker. Why? Because our emotions are not too strong. And over time, we didn't face it. We didn't refine our tools. But the problem comes back and shows ugly head. Now, not only is the problem stronger, we have become weaker. So never run away from your problems.
Whew. And I mean, I seen, shout out to my boy Slim who just came in. I've been talking to his wife and the wedding planner because they got the other wedding coming up in August. And we were talking about certain pointers. So Slim, I hope you're ready because I know you shut down the dance floor, but we're expecting some more vim from you this coming August because you already did what you had to do. So you got to take it to the next level. So I was thinking about that when you were talking about, how it takes for time for certain things. Like, so Slim, I hope you're ready and you listen to that. But shout out to everybody joining us right now. Make sure you head to the YouTube live. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to see how you're watching, whether it's on a laptop, whether it's on an iPad, whether it's on your TV, your smart TV, whatever it is. Make sure that you let your followers, let your people know, take a snap, take a video, share, put it up on IG, tag Motivation Mondays. I really want to see how people are taking it in. Even if you're listening to the podcast, I see the streams once. So if you're listening to it during the evening or whoever may be listening to us at their own convenient time, make sure you let us know. We would love to know how you guys are listening to us, whether it's you're watching it on YouTube or listening to the audio or on Spotify or on podcasts, whatever it is. We would love to know. And we appreciate everybody tuning in, and feel free to chime in with some questions. I want to hear some questions from our people in the audience, whether it's on live on IG or YouTube. Be part of the conversation. I've seen a lot of emojis and hundreds and everybody agreeing with what you were talking about in terms of where you can be at and if you're looking for growth or change. So those are certain things that I'd appreciate from you guys in the meantime. But I think that wraps up our first topic, which is talking about making February fabulous.
Sorry guys, go on brother. Sorry.
Making February fabulous. As we get ready, and the next one's gonna be a big one because we're talking about know your history. So I'm gonna wait till my brother Max, the speaker, gets back in. But right now, I want to see our YouTube subscribers go up right now as we speak. I see we got 12 people in here. I'm gonna refresh our YouTube page right now and see if you guys are listening. Say it again, brother.
We have 5 likes.
Yeah, we got. Okay, I just seen 6 coming right now. Right now, we got 142 subscribers. I know with the people we have in this live, we can get to 145. We're on the road to 150, then on the road to 1,000. I'm going to keep going. We're going to be adding certain things to get this going so we can keep the numbers up. But we understand these topics and the information we're talking about, you got to have a different type of mindset to even want to hear these things and really want to do better for yourself. So we understand that it's going to be a long game as long as we stay consistent. I remember when we used to have talks about, just even wanting to be on YouTube and Spotify. And here we are doing these things. So, as long as we're doing better than we were a year ago. And I believe, a year ago we weren't on Spotify and YouTube Live. No, we weren't.
That's growth. Each year,
you feel
trying the
me?
momentum. But I apologize for stepping away. Just personal matters that I had to attend to. Very unlikely of mine. But things happen in life. Sometimes it requires an adaptation. But yes.
It be like that. So that's all. So once again, make sure you head to our YouTube channel, our IG Live. I strongly recommend you guys to, because then in the meantime, like earlier on, if you weren't here, we had a little technical difficulties with the IG Live.
And we're still going through it. I just want people to know that nobody's perfect. Like, you know what I mean? Even no matter how much time you do something. And that's the thing, waiting for the perfect moment, because we had so many talks, so many conversations about the direction Motivation Mondays should go. But you'll find out quicker, right? And if you're worried about your views and their interaction and it not being the biggest platform or your business being established, well known, but you gotta understand, until you start, until you know what it is that you need to do, you never get where it is that you want to go. That's what we talk about. Facing what you fear most. Don't be afraid of failure, right? Only through failure there's growth. And I just want us to that's one thing I want us to take from today. Like, only through failure there's growth. Like, don't be afraid to do the things that's gonna hurt you. That's where growth is at. You're gonna learn. It's not gonna kill you, right? Not getting the results that you want is not gonna kill you. It builds character.
And I want to use this time to even shout out all our people who are just trying to do better, be better. I know it's not easy. Things are gonna happen, that you probably haven't planned for or you weren't expecting, and just know you're not alone. I think the more we understand that we're not alone and that we need each other to actually have a better world or for things to go good in our direction, like even as simple as being nice to somebody, because you never know where you'll cross paths with that person or if you'll need that person. And what I realize, a lot of people who are woke, they don't forget things at all. They'll never forget. Like, if there's a conversation of the time, they don't ever forget. I saw this thing the other day with our females will understand, with Nicki Minaj, where they wanted to work with the City Girls, and she brought up the fact that I remember the interview, even though it was years ago. She's like, I'll never forget. Like, you may think some people don't have the time to remember or it'll cross their paths, but usually people remember stuff. So keep that in the back of your mind, and that's why it's always important for us to be nice to others. I always tell people, you never know what anybody's going through. A simple hi, a simple message, or a good gesture goes a long way.
Never underestimate your influence. And I posted this the other day, never underestimate the hole that your presence will leave if you're no longer here. If you ever feel like you're not loved, I guarantee there's somebody that love you. They may not express it every day or may not tell you. But also never underestimate the power of your influence, right? We think so little of ourselves. Don't. You're special, right? You're special. And if you're yet not to believe that, all that tells me is that you're looking at the wrong places to feel special, right? I'm telling you, there's a room, there's a group of people that you just need to just be around. The very minute they'll see you, they'll let you feel that all that you feel about yourself is valid. Right? So you're special, you're valid. Never underestimate the power of your influence, and never underestimate the hole that will leave if you're not around. Right? Because I feel like so many people are fighting that, like their worth and validation. Right?
And our next topic was know your history. And as it is Black History Month, I think there's so much history we need to know within ourselves and within our like immediate families. And I want to talk about why it's so important, how it can impact us in a great way. Like, I remember when I went to Ghana and I seen where my mom, dad used to live, and before they even came to Canada, before my dad, like his surroundings, that kind of woke me up. It made me understand that I'm super blessed to be here, and it made me want to go harder. Like, sometimes we don't really know what our family, who they are, or what they've gone through, but I feel like once we're able to gather that information, it can help us in the long run.
Well, you gotta have a motivator. That's why I talk about snake and ladder theories. Like, it's difficult for you to see the future. Nobody here can see the future, right? We vision is an illusion. We have an idea of what it is that we want, but we could easily see a clear picture of our past. And that's what we talk about, knowing your history. Go see where your family came from. See where you came from. See your upbringing, and that could be the the external motivator that you need. It could be internal because now it's just a matter of remembering. But the thing is, it's difficult for us to see the future, but it's much easier for us to make a full vision and have a full detailed plan based on our past.
And I mean, you know, I'm gonna talk about. I just seen this text message, but I'm gonna talk about something as well where it plays that factor into like. We don't understand how these motivators really like are so important to us and how they can help us. Sometimes that's probably why it took a while. Like there's so many things I found out later along the while where it's like it would have been great information to know earlier, but I wasn't even searching for it. My mind wasn't even like, you know, like the other day I was telling my mom, I'm like, you were so blessed to have to only put down like 50, 60K for a down payment for a house. And, you know, I'm like, yo, how come you weren't telling me this? And she made a joke. She's like, would you even listen these times? And I'm like, we never know. She's like, exactly, we never know. So now with the information you do exactly what you need to do, because during our times, it may seem to you like it was so easy. It wasn't easy. So enjoy your time and do whatever it is that you need to do. And don't be too caught up in like, oh, I wish during these times I was able to do it like you guys. Every season is different. And, you know?
And I understand it's all part of growth. We all sit back and think about what I woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda done. But yes, it's growth. And with that, that's how you should be looking forward towards the future. That no opportunity will go by you. That you will acquire all the tools necessary needed for everything that comes your way for you to conquer and accomplish.
And you know what's meant for you is meant for you.
Yeah, that's true. But doesn't mean it will be given to you, right? Doesn't mean it will be given to you free. Like, you know, sometimes people take the easy way around when they take somebody's course. What's meant for you is meant for you. It doesn't necessarily mean without the work. You know what they say? What's the saying? Lost of train of words right now, but I forgot. But it's quite funny. They said, was it the best is saved for last, if I'm not mistaken? Is it along those lines?
Say the best for last?
Not sure. We'll get back to it some other time.
Well, I know one thing that you always talk about is the best is yet to come. So,
well, yeah, your best is yet to come. By that, I mean that whatever it is that you're getting, understand that there's more in you, there's more for you. So don't give up, right? If you felt like you accomplished something and you gave it your all, but I'm telling you, just add a little 1% to all that you gave, you're gonna get more. And over time, compound. Compound is the greatest gift of life, right? Everything will be multiplied.
And what was I gonna say? Because this one's important when it comes to also knowing your history and doing your research to understand these things. Because you know, I don't know, over the weekend, Wavy, I'm pretty sure you saw it too. Spotify was under the heat with one of their podcasters that are a top earner. People were able to go back to some clips to find some certain words that were uttered, like racial slurs, and it wasn't stopped. So a lot of artists started just saying, oh, we're going to, you know, either take our music, remove our music. And obviously, when things like this happen, the person comes out and apologizes. How are you able to take in a sincere apology, or even know if it's really sincere, if the person's only apologizing because they got caught?
Well, we don't know. That's one thing about apologies. That, yeah, you apologize because you got caught. But did you learn from it? Did you grow from it? What's your action moving forward, right? And one thing about it, I'm a fan of Joe Rogan's podcast. And I think not that, you know, after I don't like to get into political topics or speak on the issues how people may feel differently. And I'm here to say that everybody have an opinion on something. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong, right? It's all about how you feel about a situation. But I feel like the cancel culture has become something where it's not being judged on across all bases, right? It's like they pick and choose. And with that being said, I don't know too much details about it, but only way you know if somebody's behavior was truly regretful or forgetful by what they choose to do moving forward. And that's all I gotta say about that, right? Because it's not a mistake if it's happened once again. If it happens again.
Well said, and I think that's the icing on the cake with that one. It's what follows up to make you know if it was truly sincere, if that person was about what they meant. Because if
apology requires behavior change, not a verbal communication. A true, sincere apology requires behavior change.
Whew.
That's the only way. Because it's easy. We can't just say anything, right? When we talk about verbal communication, right? An apology requires behavior change.
Once again, to our people on YouTube Live, if you're just joining us, make sure you click that like button. Thanks for coming. Welcome to Motivation Mondays Live on YouTube. To our IG Live. If you're on IG Live and you've been listening to us right now, make sure you check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the page. You may have felt like you should subscribe because you clicked the like, but no, make sure you subscribe. And if you're in there, do us that favor, click the like button and help us with the algorithm to let the videos, be able to be seen by others throughout the world. When people just type motivational comments, so make sure you guys do that comment. We appreciate you as well too. Today was a great topic. We got to talk about make February fabulous, and we talked about different factors to do so. It being the second month of the year, it's easy to get caught up in some slumps, or that first month fatigue, or the beginning of the year, so much pressure, so much things on. We understand it's getting cold and you may be thrown off, having to shovel, having to put ice on the sidewalks, having to do so many things for your cars, especially during these times. But do what it is you need to do. I hope everybody has their winter tires on by now. I understand that we're still in a time where people are getting sick and stuff, so make sure you're doing what it takes to stay healthy. I gotta shout out Small Touch too. She said in the comments where she's been a vegan for a month and she's already lost 5 pounds, so she sees the
congrats,
the factor. So shout out to you.
Lifestyle.
Elephant might never forget. Yes. And I hope y'all are enjoying your Black History Month and finding out some information. There's a lot of things going on in the city, whether it's virtually or not. I'm going to be hosting a couple events as well too. So make sure you follow the Voice of the Culture. You pay attention to my story to see where we'll be. And then we got some exciting things for Motivation Monday as well too. So stay in tune with that just so that you don't miss a beat. Any last words before we get out of here?
No, that's about it. I hope you guys have a productive week. We talk about growth. Let that be the take-home message. That, growth, that whatever it is that you're going through is part of your growth, right? Welcome all experiences. Thank you guys for tuning. Appreciate the love and support, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace and love.